So what's going on, everybody? Cornbread Trucker here, coming to you from the terminal in Pittston, Pennsylvania, where I pulled into yesterday, dropped a load, and got the oil changed in the truck and on the APU, and got a chassis lube done. And I had gotten a small leak, and I really feel kind of stupid. I'd gotten a small leak right down on the steering gearbox, where the fitting goes right into the top of the gearbox there from the fluid reservoir. Hose comes down into the fitting. And for some reason, underneath that, if you use to pull that fitting out, there's an O-ring. And for one reason or another, I thought that there must have been maybe the O-ring had wore or tore, and I did not grab a wrench and just try tightening the fitting, and turns out that's all it was just needed to be tightened back up. Now granted, I'll have to keep an eye on it, make sure that's all it was, and then if not, I mean, I can get it fixed somewhere. But it had just started. It wasn't a very bad leak at all, and so since I was here, just went ahead and had them take care of it while I was getting the oil changed. If you've never been to this terminal, they do not have an express lube, so you've got to go through the assessment bay, and then they either do an appointment or work you in, which is what I did. And really, for the number of trucks that was in front of me, it really wasn't too long of a wait. So not a bad deal, just like all the other terminals. Now, I suspect the reason why I have always avoided this terminal like the plague was really because I always felt like it would be a tight terminal. And I don't know if maybe I heard somebody say that it was crowded in here, but I mean, if you're ever driving down the interstate through here, working your way up through Scranton there on 81, you're kind of in a valley, and you just know there's not a lot of room for things. And so, as I had imagined, and like I said, I don't know, and I may have heard somebody say at one point that it's crowded here, but it is crowded. There's not a lot of room, and the terminal, seems like it's kind of an older terminal. But people here that I have spoken to, really very friendly people, and so I would have no problem coming back to this terminal, despite the fact that it is crowded. There's always going to be some reason to find a complaint, but in the midst of finding those complaints, I can also find things to be positive about. And one of the positivities that I have so far with this visit was just that, people seem really nice. From the cafeteria, when I was picking up some food yesterday, I thought the hospitality was really good. The technician that changed oil on the truck was really good. Inbound was great. I had a few questions. I didn't know quite the layout. He answered all my questions. Matter of fact, when I went through assessment bay, even the assessment bay kind of explained where things was at and all that, maybe in a little more detail than even Inbound did. So I think the people here are great. So I would definitely stop back through here. Got another load that I'm gonna pick up later on the day. I'm gonna be running on recaps, and I'm only gonna be out another week, and then I head home for a couple of days, and then back out again for a few more weeks before I go on my cruise. I've got to go check with the driver lineup here, get an empty trailer assigned, and I'm going to kind of take it easy for a few hours. Probably go ahead and get my bedding washed. I didn't manage to get that done yesterday, so since I've got time today, I'm going to knock that out. Seem to have a nice laundry facility upstairs. Kind of like Springfield and Salt Lake. I think Salt Lake's actually I actually kind of like theirs more than Springfield, and probably would be the same here, but no, decent laundry facilities. So gonna try and get that knocked out here, get some breakfast, and gonna be just kind of chilling here for a few hours today. So really not much going on. I'm hoping, I got to have a conversation yesterday with Captain Dave and Brooke before they went to the gala, and I always enjoy speaking with them. First, I think they're a great couple, and we both live in the Florida area, and it's kind of nice to know someone that lives down that way. I know we kind of plan at some point being in Florida about the same time, and meeting up for maybe dinner. They've not met my wife, and they would really like to meet her, and I think she would enjoy Brooke's company. So looking forward to maybe doing that in the near future. But I encourage, I'm going to be honest with, sometimes I have difficulty meeting people until that ice is kind of broke, and usually that ice breaks real quick once there's some conversation and talking. But to just kind of start talking to people sometimes is a little difficult for me. So and I really don't understand why that is, but I encourage you, if you ever see me out and about and you do want to talk, visit with me or ask me questions, feel free to. Generally, if somebody approaches me, it's actually easier for me if somebody asks me a question or starts talking to me. I don't know why I struggle with that, but anyway, so feel free to reach out and talk to me if you see me. I enjoy meeting people and gaining new experiences from other people. We all have different experiences, and I love learning from that, for good, bad, whatever it is. I always enjoy kind of hearing somebody else's experience. That's part of the reason why I watch people on YouTube in this driving industry, is them sharing their experiences, again, good or bad, or just sometimes we face challenges as individuals, and I think that's one of the things I like about this channel is you don't always have to just be about trucking. You know, we have day-to-day issues, things with our families that go on, and you know, it's a place to kind of go and to a point and kind of share our struggles. I mean, ups and downs. And so, you know, when you're out here driving, kind of specifically, like for me being a solo driver, you know, a lot of times the drivers that I meet via the YouTube channel, or which that's kind of how I met Captain Dave and Brooke. You know, that Lyle, No Hippie Trucking, you know, in a strange sense, you're kind of my family, and it kind of helps me get through my day-to-day of not being, you know, with my family. Now I speak to my wife daily. I speak to my kids, my in-laws. You know, my mom and dad are no longer with me, and I miss them dearly. I don't know how many times that I've wanted to just, you know, pick up the phone and call them, have a conversation with them. You know, Dad was, I was blessed. You know, my dad, when before I was born, you know, he drove a truck, but he drank a lot. The relationship that my brothers and sisters had, though not bad, you know, they remember a different dad than what I grew up with. And Dad had quit drinking about the time that I was born, and he later quit smoking. And then on top of that, Dad had he drove for Vulcan Chemicals for years, and he had hurt his back and had to be fused in his back. And really at that time, you know, riding in these trucks, you know, you didn't have air ride seats, you didn't have air ride suspension, and it was a lot harder to drive in these trucks. And he wasn't able to work for several years, which turned out to be a big benefit for me, because went fishing all the time, and I could even be at school on a Friday and didn't even know we were going to go fishing, and get a call from the office to the class to release me from class, send me home. And I'd get home to find out that Dad was loading up the truck. We were going to go fishing. And so I had a really good experience with my dad. You know, of course, I got to ride with him a lot during the summers, or when I was on Christmas break or whatever, and on the road when he did drive. Because later on, he did. He went back to driving a truck. He ended up owning his own truck, and then later owned another truck. And I would ride with him, and then you know, and then about the time that he eventually hurt himself again, ended up being fused again in his neck, and that pretty well kind of finished up his driving days. You know, maybe today, if he had had surgery today or at a later date, you know, he might have been able to continue driving. But anyways, I was blessed. I had a good upbringing. So Dad was kind of not just a dad. He was a friend. Definitely my hero. And I miss both of them, both Mom and Dad, dearly. But you know, a lot of us out here, you know, we've gone through that, and we've had different relationships with their parents, some good, some bad. But I kind of find this to be a place where I can kind of share my day-to-day, my struggles, my ups and downs. And so thank you for those of you that have subscribed and you've listened and followed me here. And thank you for just for that, and for your comments and questions, and I really appreciate it. So anyways, I'm gonna jump off of here. Like I said, I'm gonna go in and eat. I gotta go get a trailer assigned, get some laundry done. So you guys have a great day. Keep paying it forward. Stay safe. And we hope to hear from you soon. Have a good one.